So it is March Madness. The tournament has already started. Had a plan to do a whole bunch of videos on the tournament, the recap, all that, and then real life happened. Like, shout out to all the YouTubers who do this stuff consistently. I'm still trying to figure out a schedule and I guess how to make everything work. So I do want to go back and hit certain things, but that ain't for today because we still got games. So I did want to talk about some of the games that's going on today, March 23rd, and I guess some of the games that's going on tomorrow on the 24th, and give some of my commentary and predictions on some of those. So first we have UCLA and Richmond. First, shout out to Richmond. I definitely thought Georgia Tech was going to beat them, and clearly I was super wrong. Richmond stomped Georgia Tech. I didn't watch the game. I actually might go back and watch that just so I could see what exactly occurred outside of the box score. But yeah, we got Richmond and UCLA. I don't think UCLA is the best team in the country, but I do think they'll beat Richmond fairly easily. So yeah, we're going to go with UCLA right there. Probably one of my favorite games of the day is Ole Miss and Baylor. I do think they're pretty evenly matched. I just like Ole Miss. I like Star Jacobs. Big fan of Star Jacobs. Obviously, there's other people on the team, but big fan of Ole Miss. Liked them last year as well. Both teams play good defense. I just think Ole Miss has better offense and defense overall. So going with Ole Miss there for sure. Florida State and LSU. Yeah, that's tomorrow on the 24th. I'm all in on LSU. I'm not big on Florida State. LSU is going to whoop them. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But LSU is going to whoop them. And I can't wait for it. Florida State has cost me a lot this season. And I need to get back. Oh, yeah. I didn't talk about some. Well, Baylor played Grand Canyon. That game was close. Closer than I thought. 73-60. And then Ole Miss beat Ball State. Nothing serious there. Florida State destroyed George Mason. And yeah, LSU. Yeah, I watched LSU. I fell asleep watching that. That wasn't a contest. They were just hanging out. Now we have Michigan State and North Carolina State. Now I don't know. I used to like Michigan State earlier in the year, and then they kind of fell off for me a little bit. And I actually picked Harvard to beat Michigan State. And how wrong was I? How wrong was I? But Michigan State is solid. North Carolina State, from the ACC championship game on down, I feel like they've kind of fallen off a little bit. I thought they were gonna beat Vermont by a lot more than they did. I do think North Carolina State's a deeper team, and I think they'll pull it out. But this game might be closer than we think it is. No, but they're playing in North Carolina. Well, they'll have home court advantage, so we'll see. We will see. We'll go to the right side, Region 2. South Carolina, Indiana. We already know South Carolina's going to win. That's my pick to win the championship from South Carolina SC all day. Nothing more to be said about that. Alabama and Maryland. I am big on Alabama. Maryland's fallen off pretty hard too the last couple games. I just was seeing them give up big leads, and they play in spurts. I like Alabama as a whole. I think they're a much deeper team. Maryland also has injuries, but I'm a big fan of Alabama. Alabama's got solid starters. They have a decent bench, so going Alabama over Maryland. West Virginia, North Carolina. West Virginia for me. All West Virginia. I think West Virginia plays. They have better offense for sure, in my opinion, and I think they play better defense, or the defense is at least equal. And I think West Virginia has much better guard play as a whole. So I'm going with West Virginia. And I think they might be a bigger team overall. Don't hold me to that. Do not hold me to that. Now, how did they get there? Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, Indiana beat Utah. I picked Indiana to beat Utah. And I was happy I was right. Anything noteworthy for there? No. Oregon and Duke. That's going to be a very tough defensive game. Duke's definitely going to win, in my opinion. I think Duke has... All Duke's players play good defense, and they also have better offense overall than Oregon. I was impressed by Oregon and how they beat Vanderbilt. I picked Vanderbilt to win. And And so Oregon, they score sometimes. Every now and then, on the right day, when it's a full moon, they'll score a lot of points in addition to their defense. So maybe they finally figured it out and put it all together. I do think it'll be a very good, fun game to watch, very defensive game, but Duke's going to pull it out. All right. We'll do Region 4. Southern California, Mississippi State. That's Southern California. I think that's no contest. Another big game for me, Kansas State versus Kentucky. I've been very big on Kansas State. Very, very big on Kansas State. I know Aoka Lee got hurt, and she didn't play for a lot of the season. It was for this moment. So we're here for the tournament. They gonna be ready. They showed they were ready, beating Fairfield 85-41. Kentucky barely beat Liberty. So I don't know what's going on. Kentucky has great starters, but I just don't think the bench is deep. And Kansas State's a very, very, very deep team. So somebody going to be on. And one thing I've noticed from a lot of these tournament games is sometimes you got to have a hero from the bench. And if you don't have a bench, there's nobody to be a hero or heroine. I do want to go up because I keep skipping stuff. This game right here, I picked California to win, and they let me down. They let me down. California. Yeah, anyway. Whatever. Iowa State, great game. I know Murray State had their best player got hurt, or one of their best players got hurt, and then it just wasn't the same after that. I feel like they got demoralized. But Iowa is facing Oklahoma. Oklahoma is one of my favorite teams overall, and Oklahoma is also a deep team. And Oklahoma wins one more game before they lose to UConn. Yeah. So I got Oklahoma over Iowa. All the teams my team's been losing. Oklahoma State lost to South Dakota State. Major shout out to South Dakota State. They've proven me wrong a couple times this year. I got to stop underestimating them. And then we have that whooping. UConn put on Arkansas State. I don't know why you just got to take some of your players out at that point. You don't want injuries, but hey, whatever. If they want to run up the score, run up the score. So, yeah. So nonetheless, I have UConn beating South Dakota State. Easy peasy. All right, over to the right. Team I fell in love with over, I guess, the playing games, William and Mary. They played Texas tough at times. They played Texas tough at times for sure. And so I watched it. It was cool. They just don't have the firepower Texas has. Illinois beat Creighton. I picked Creighton to beat Illinois. Illinois is a team that has proven me wrong a couple times. After they prove me wrong, I just got to give them respect. So we got Illinois versus Texas. Texas is going to win that. I don't think that'd be much difficulty. Tennessee handled South Florida. Ohio State handled Montana State. Tennessee beats Ohio State. And I can't wait for it. Michigan and Notre Dame. I'm glad I didn't make a video when it first happened because I was very upset. I had Iowa State beating Michigan. I had Iowa State beating Princeton. They had to come back, and I just thought, it was just a bad game. They'll be okay. No, they had a bad 3 games. Crazy turnovers. So many issues. I'm so frustrated with how Iowa State played. And I said all this stuff out of frustration. I was like, I know Audie's not going to transfer because she's from Iowa and all that, and I get that. And I was like, I kind of want her to leave so she can go somewhere and win. And then I saw an article on Sports Illustrated saying fans calling for Audie to transfer. So I was like, they heard me. They heard me. Anyway, we're not talking about Iowa State because they gone. They home. Michigan and Notre Dame. Notre Dame's going to win that. Again, Notre Dame's a deeper team. I think more talented overall. Michigan's got a lot of freshmen, which is a good and a bad thing at times, depending on how you use the freshman status. So, yeah, I got Notre Dame over Michigan. Had Louisville beating Nebraska. Whoop, whoop. Good job, Louisville. And TCU. TCU be playing, man. They will lollygag to start the beginning of the game and then be like, okay, we're warmed up. Let's go ahead and do a little bit more. So we finally got the matchup that we should have had last year, which was Haley Van Lith versus Louisville. Louisville didn't handle business last year in the tournament. Forgot who they lost to, but did not handle business. Montana State, I think it was. I think they lost to Montana State. And yeah, so we didn't have the Louisville LSU matchup that people were trying to see. So now we have it today. TCU is going to destroy them. I think. Well, no. TCU is going to win. They might not destroy them because TCU likes to play around. So, yes, TCU should destroy them, but they won't. So, I think that's all. Yeah, that's all the games that we have for today and tomorrow, which, if I can get my act together, maybe I can make another video kind of recapping some things just for me to say I did it and to see what I was right and wrong about. But either way, a lot of these games are going to be good. I can't wait. I think the first game is what, Duke? Yeah, Duke and Oregon at noon, which is Eastern time, obviously, and it is about to be 11 o'clock. So that means I have an hour before watching games all day. So hopefully I'll be more consistent. I apologize for the big delay, but let's get it. Let's enjoy some basketball.